Limits are used when we want to see what value a function is trending toward near a given input. In words, this is said the limit of f of x as x approaches the input value a. Let's try it with number 1. In words, we're looking for the limit of the function x squared minus 1 over x minus 1 as x approaches a value of 3. So here a is 3. One of the first steps we can take in evaluating a limit is just for our own information. We can plug in the input value into the formula that's given, just to see if we get a real answer, and if so, what is that answer? This one comes out to 4, and 4 is a real value. We'll call it L. Now, just because f of 3 equals 4 does not necessarily mean that 4 is the limit of the function. We actually have to take further steps to verify that it is or isn't. So the step that we'll take next is we will build a table of values to analyze what's happening to the function f of x as x approaches 3 from the left. Notice there is a negative superscript there, which means find the one-sided limit of f of x as x approaches a from the left side. We also have to examine what happens when we approach a from the right side. And notice there's a positive superscript there. So first, let's start with the left side. I'll plug in x's that are arbitrarily close to 3, but x's that are a little bit less than 3. So I'll do 2.9 squared minus 1 over 2.9 minus 1. The output of the function for that input would be 3.9. Now I'll change the input to 2.99, so I'm getting arbitrarily closer to 3. Now our function becomes 3.99. And if we go one step farther, we get 999. So we want to use the table to guess the limit of f of x as x approaches a from the left. I believe that all evidence points to it heading toward 4. And in fact, we know that the value of f of x at 3 is also 4. Now let's try the right side. We'll plug in 3.1 into our formula. So 3.1 squared minus 1 over 3.1 minus 1. That gives us an output of 4.1. If we change our input to 3.01, we get 4.01 as the output, and then 4.001. So can we use the table to guess the limit of the function f as x approaches 3 from the right side? All evidence points to it heading toward 4, and that we know is the value of f of 3. So now it's time to decide whether we think the limit can be decided what it is. So if we find that the limit of the function as we approach from the left side is equal to 1 value, and then the limit of the function as we approach from the right side is equal to that same value, then we conclude that the limit of the function as x approaches a is the value L. And that finally answers the question.